Amidst the cold dawn of May 29, 1453, the city of Constantinople faced its destiny. Mehmed II, known as the Conqueror, unleashed his mighty bombard against the ancient city walls. The ground trembled and the air was thick with the scent of gunpowder and impending change. A city that had stood for over a millennium was on the brink of collapse. The Byzantine defenders watched helplessly. History was rewriting itself. All eyes were on the fate of Constantinople. The roots of the Ottoman Empire trace back to the rugged frontier lands of Anatolia in 1299. Here, Osman I, with his band of Ghazi warriors, carved out a realm amid the crumbling Seljuk and Byzantine domains. These warriors, driven by faith and conquest, laid the foundation of what would become a sprawling empire. The early Ottomans thrived on the fringes of two worlds. Their ambitions were boundless. Osman's vision was the seed of a future superpower. Under the leadership of Orhan, Osman's son, the fledgling empire captured Bursa in 1326. The city became the first capital, symbolizing a significant Ottoman foothold in the region. Bursa's fall marked a shift in power dynamics. Orhan introduced administrative and military reforms, setting the stage for future expansion. With a centralized government, the Ottomans began to solidify their territories. The dream of empire was materializing. Bursa's conquest was the dawn of a new era. The Ottomans' first significant move into Europe came with the crossing at Gallipoli in 1354. This strategic location opened the door to the Balkans, securing a vital link between Asia and Europe. The conquest of Gallipoli marked a new chapter, and the capital moved to Edirne. Ottoman expansion was now a relentless force. European powers took notice of this rising threat at their doorstep. The stage was set for further Balkan conquests. Murad I ascended the throne in 1362 and continued the momentum of his predecessors. Under his command, the Ottomans expanded further into the Balkans, seizing key territories. The Battle of Kosovo in 1389 was a pivotal moment in this campaign. Despite heavy casualties, the Ottomans emerged victorious, solidifying their influence in the region. Murad's reign marked the transformation of the Ottomans from a regional power to a formidable empire. The Balkans were now in Ottoman hands. Bayezid I, known as the Thunderbolt, succeeded Murad I and set his sights on Constantinople. He laid siege to the city in the late 14th century, tightening the Ottoman grip. However, his ambitions were thwarted by the arrival of Timur in 1402. At the Battle of Ankara, Bayezid suffered a catastrophic defeat and capture. The empire was thrown into chaos. This unexpected setback nearly unraveled decades of progress. The Ottomans faced an uncertain future. In the aftermath of Ankara, the Ottoman Empire plunged into a civil war known as the Interregnum. Bayezid's sons vied for control, each claiming the throne. It was a period of instability and fraternal conflict. Mehmed I eventually emerged victorious, reunifying the fractured empire by 1413. His ascent restored order and continuity. Rebuilding a shaken empire was no small feat. Mehmed I's leadership ensured the Ottomans would rise again from the ashes of defeat. Murad II took the reins in 1421 and faced the growing threat of European crusades. In 1444, the Battle of Varna became a critical confrontation. The Ottomans, outnumbered but undeterred, crushed the crusading forces. This victory reaffirmed Ottoman dominance in the Balkans. Murad's reign saw the stabilization and further consolidation of Ottoman territories. The empire was now a bastion of power and resilience. Varna was a triumph that echoed across continents. Mehmed II, the visionary known as the Conqueror, ascended in 1451 with grand ambitions. His eyes were set on the legendary city of Constantinople. In 1453, with a massive cannon and innovative siege tactics, he breached its ancient defenses. The fall of Constantinople marked a seismic shift. Istanbul became the new imperial capital, bridging east and west. The Byzantine Empire was no more. Mehmed's conquest was a defining moment in world history. Selim I, known as Selim the Grim, expanded the empire's boundaries even further. His victory over Safavid Persia at Chaldiran in 1514 was a testament to Ottoman military prowess. He then turned his gaze southwards, conquering Mamluk Egypt and Syria. By assuming the Caliphate, Selim solidified the Ottomans as leaders of the Islamic world. Control of Mecca and Medina added spiritual legitimacy. Selim's conquests marked a new zenith for the empire. Suleiman the Magnificent, perhaps the most celebrated sultan, ascended the throne in 1520. His reign saw the empire reach its territorial zenith. Belgrade fell in 1521, and the island of Rhodes followed in 1522. The Battle of Mohacs in 1526 was a devastating blow to Hungary. Suleiman's forces marched up to the gates of Vienna in 1529. The empire's shadow loomed over Europe. Suleiman's campaigns were a testament to Ottoman strength and ambition. Beyond conquest, Suleiman was known as the lawgiver. His Canon system brought unprecedented legal reforms and justice across the empire. Under his rule, the Ottomans entered a golden age of culture and architecture. The architect Sinan crafted majestic mosques transforming Istanbul's skyline. Art and science flourished, with scholars and poets finding patronage in Suleiman's court. The empire was not just a military power, but a beacon of civilization. Suleiman's legacy was one of brilliance. Naval supremacy under the legendary corsair Barbarossa solidified Ottoman dominance in the Mediterranean. The Ottomans clashed with European navies, ruling the waves with fearsome prowess. Barbarossa's victories ensured that the empire's maritime trade routes were secure. The Mediterranean became an Ottoman lake, with ports bustling with commerce and naval activity. The empire's influence stretched from the Atlantic to the Indian Ocean. The sea was a vital artery of Ottoman power and wealth. The machinery of empire was vast and intricate. The Janissaries, elite infantry units, were the backbone of Ottoman military might. Recruited through the Devshirme, or child levy, young Christian boys were converted to Islam and trained as soldiers. This system ensured a loyal and skilled military elite. The imperial harem, a place of intrigue and influence, played a crucial role in palace politics. The sultan's power was supported by these complex institutions. The machinery ran smoothly, propelling the empire onward. In 1571, the Battle of Lepanto marked a shocking check to Ottoman naval supremacy. A coalition of European powers united to challenge the empire's dominance at sea. Despite the Ottomans' formidable fleet, they suffered a decisive defeat. The loss was a significant blow to Ottoman prestige. Lepanto signaled a turning point in naval warfare. The empire's hold on the Mediterranean was no longer unchallenged. It was a reminder that even great powers could falter. The empire began to strain under the weight of its vast territories and complex administration. The period known as the Sultanate of Women saw powerful female figures wield influence behind the scenes. Court intrigue and internal power struggles became more pronounced. Despite these challenges, the Ottomans remained a formidable power. Yet cracks in the empire's foundations were becoming visible. Governance was increasingly difficult. The once mighty empire faced new and unpredictable challenges. The catastrophic Second Siege of Vienna in 1683 was a turning point. The Ottomans aimed to finally capture the Austrian capital, but were repelled by a coalition led by Poland's King John Sobieski. The failure shattered the myth of Ottoman invincibility. It triggered a wave of European counteroffensives. The empire's expansion was effectively halted. The siege's failure marked the beginning of territorial contractions. The Ottomans were now on the defensive. The Treaty of Karlowitz in 1699 was the first formal acknowledgement of Ottoman territorial losses. It marked the end of the empire's westward expansion. Territories like Hungary and Transylvania were ceded to European powers. This treaty signified a shift in European-Ottoman relations. The Ottomans could no longer dictate terms unchallenged. Karlowitz was a harbinger of struggles to come. The empire was forced to reevaluate its position in the world. The long 18th century wars with Russia were a significant drain on Ottoman resources. The loss of Crimea in 1783 was particularly painful. Russia's growing influence in the region posed a direct threat to Ottoman territories. The empire was increasingly referred to as the sick man of Europe. Ottoman resilience was tested as nationalist uprisings began to stir. The empire's fortunes were waning. New pressures arose from both within and outside its borders. The 19th century brought further strain with the rise of nationalism and independence movements. Greece, once under Ottoman control, achieved independence in 1830. The empire struggled to contain the growing tide of national consciousness. Ethnic and religious tensions simmered across its vast territories. The Ottomans faced an existential crisis. internal reforms were needed to maintain unity. The empire was at a crossroads, grappling with the forces of change and modernity. In 1826, Sultan Mahmud II initiated a dramatic reform known as the Auspicious Incident. The Janissaries, long a symbol of Ottoman military might, were disbanded. Their power had become a threat to the Sultan's authority. The Tanzimat reforms followed, aiming to modernize and centralize the empire's governance. Railways were built, and Western ideas of law and administration were adopted. Yet these changes came with financial burdens. The empire's debt mounted, leaving it vulnerable. Abdülhamid II's reign in the late 19th century was marked by autocracy and ambition. He sought to strengthen the empire through centralization and modernization. Yet his rule faced growing discontent. The Young Turk Revolution of 1908 challenged his authority, demanding constitutional reforms. The Sultan's grip weakened as new political ideologies took root. The empire was on the brink of transformation. Abdülhamid's efforts were not enough to stave off change. The First World War was a critical juncture for the Ottoman Empire. Allying with the Central Powers, the empire faced battles on multiple fronts. The Gallipoli campaign in 1915 was a fierce contest for control of the Dardanelles. Ottoman forces, under Mustafa Kemal, repelled the Allied invasion. Yet the war's toll was immense. The Arab Revolt further strained the empire's resources. The conclusion of the war in 1918 marked a decisive defeat. The Treaty of Sèvres in 1920 carved up the Ottoman territories among the victorious Allied powers. It was a humiliating partition, stripping the empire of its remaining lands. Nationalism surged as Mustafa Kemal Atatürk rallied resistance. The struggle for Turkish independence gained momentum. The Sultanate was abolished in 1922, marking the end of Ottoman rule. The Caliphate followed in 1924. The empire's 6th-century reign concluded, giving way to the Republic of Turkey. The Ottoman Empire, at its peak, spanned 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its legacy is vast, influencing art, culture, and politics across regions. Ottoman architecture, with its grand mosques and palaces, remains a testament to its past glory. The empire's legal and administrative systems impacted the regions it once ruled. The Ottomans left behind a rich tapestry of history. Their story is one of resilience, ambition, and transformation. The echoes of their empire endure. The initial rise of the Ottoman Empire was fueled by strategic alliances and military prowess. The early sultans adeptly navigated regional dynamics, securing allegiances with powerful neighbors. As the Ottomans expanded, they integrated diverse cultures and languages into a cohesive structure. This inclusivity was a strength, allowing the empire to flourish. The Ottomans mastered the art of governance, blending tradition with innovation. Their early successes laid the foundation for centuries of dominance. The Ottoman Empire's military innovations were key to its early expansion. The use of gunpowder and cannons revolutionized warfare, giving the Ottomans a critical edge. Their disciplined armies and advanced tactics were unmatched on the battlefield. The Janissaries, an elite corps, exemplified Ottoman military excellence. With each victory, the empire's reputation grew. The combination of technology and strategy ensured the Ottomans' place as a formidable power. Their military legacy influenced generations to come. The Ottoman Empire's decline was a complex process, shaped by internal and external factors. Economic challenges, including inflation and trade imbalances, strained the empire's resources. Corruption and inefficiency plagued the bureaucracy, eroding central authority. The rise of nationalist movements threatened the empire's unity. Technological and industrial advancements in Europe outpaced Ottoman capabilities. The empire struggled to adapt to a rapidly changing world. Decay set in as the once great power faced its twilight years. The Ottoman Empire's vast territories were a testament to its historical might. From the deserts of Arabia to the mountains of the Balkans, its reach was unparalleled. The Ottomans established a network of trade routes, facilitating cultural exchange and economic prosperity. The empire's cities, like Istanbul, Cairo, and Baghdad, were centers of learning and innovation. Ottoman rule brought stability and order to diverse regions. Its geographic expanse was both a strength and a challenge. The Ottoman Empire's complex social structure reflected its multicultural nature. Peoples of various ethnicities and religions coexisted under Ottoman rule. The millet system allowed for religious communities to govern themselves, fostering a degree of autonomy. This pluralism was a hallmark of Ottoman governance. The empire's diversity was a source of strength, enriching its cultural tapestry. Yet managing such diversity also posed challenges. The Ottomans navigated a delicate balance between unity and diversity. Ottoman architecture was a symbol of the empire's cultural and artistic achievements. The Blue Mosque in Istanbul, with its towering minarets, showcases architectural brilliance. Sinan, the empire's most celebrated architect, left a lasting legacy with his monumental designs. Ottoman art, including calligraphy and ceramics, reflected a blend of influences. The empire's palaces and mosques stand as a testament to its grandeur. Ottoman contributions to art and architecture continue to inspire. Their aesthetic legacy is enduring. The Ottoman Empire's influence on global trade was significant. Strategically positioned, it controlled key trade routes between East and West. The Silk Road traversed Ottoman lands, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The empire's ports were bustling hubs of commerce, attracting traders from around the world. This economic activity contributed to the empire's prosperity. The Ottomans played a crucial role in the global economic network. Their influence on trade had far-reaching effects. The empire's legacy in law and governance is notable. The Kanun, a comprehensive legal code, provided a framework for justice and administration. Ottoman legal principles influenced neighboring regions, shaping their legal systems. The empire's efficient bureaucracy ensured order and stability across vast territories. Ottoman governance combined tradition with adaptability, allowing the empire to thrive for centuries. Their administrative innovations left an indelible mark. The Ottomans' contributions to law and governance endure in many regions. The fall of the Ottoman Empire marked the end of an era, but its legacy lives on. Modern Turkey emerged from its ashes under the leadership of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. The cultural and historical connections forged during Ottoman rule continue to influence contemporary societies. Ottoman heritage is celebrated and preserved in many regions. The empire's story is a rich tapestry of triumphs and challenges. Its enduring impact is felt across continents to this day.